All right. Thank you again for everybody who made some time for today's webinar. Today, we're going to be talking about the Autodesk Construction Cloud for engineers. My name is Ian MacArthur. I'm an account manager here at SolidCAD, focused on the construction products. And with me co-hosting is Patrick Chawan. I'll let you introduce yourself.
Thank you, Ian. Hello, everyone. My name is Patrick Chawan. I'm a civil engineer with work experience in the construction industry, mainly on execution of projects. And I'm working with SolidCAD as a technical consultant in the AEC industry, more specifically on the construction side on the ACC platform. Back to you, Ian.
Thanks, Patrick. So it should be a relatively short webinar today, probably between 15 and 20 minutes. If you have any questions during the course of the discussion, please leave them in the chat or the Q&A section, and we'll make time at the end to get those answered. So just a little bit about who we are, who is SolidCAD. We are an Autodesk Platinum partner and Autodesk Specialized Construction partner as well. We operate all across Canada. Our team spans from BC all the way to Newfoundland. We also have a number of services that we offer outside of just selling the Autodesk solutions. We do things like training. We've got tons of different BIM consulting services that we can offer. Workflow assessments, health checks, technical support, all of which is listed here. So today we're going to be talking about the Autodesk Construction Cloud and how it can help engineers through the life cycle of projects that they're working on. We're going to be focusing on 4 major sections. First being how a common data environment across all phases of a project ensures that everybody has access to the most up-to-date project information. How the Autodesk Construction Cloud's robust permissions and file sharing settings ensure that you can share access to project information with everybody who needs it. How sharing issues, photos, and videos and what's going on site in real time and getting that information to the people who need it the most. And how the Autodesk Construction Cloud can be used to ensure everyone on a project team knows key informations and deadlines on important tasks. Start with the common data environment. So construction inherently is a very collaborative business. Got different teams working across different phases of project. Oftentimes within these different distinct phases, there's a fair amount of collaboration that goes on, whether it's through shared network drives, FTP sites, emails, and some paper-based processes today. The challenge is everybody is still sort of siloed within their own phase. That communication of project documentation across the different organizations and different participants in the project is sort of left behind. When we aren't effectively collaborating using a common data environment, it's difficult to know if teams are working off the most current information, which can easily lead to rework and impacts on overall project budgets and schedules. Resolving this issue really revolves around the idea of connected construction. The Autodesk Construction Cloud is delivering best-in-class capabilities to enhance collaboration through meaningful workflows for all phases of construction. From design authoring to facilities maintenance, we are integrating workflows to enable construction teams to optimize desired outcomes. All of this is possible through a strong connected foundation with the Autodesk Construction Cloud. Shared data allows assertive decision-making and enables predictive insights. Documents are shared so work happens from a single source of truth. All this gathered data enables construction teams to better deliver and even predict business outcomes. When we are collaborating effectively, important updated information is in the hands of those who need it. Issues can be shared across teams quickly, leading to faster resolution and help us deliver projects on time and on budget. We'll now go into a short video outlining some of these functions.
The Autodesk Construction Cloud is built on the power of a common data environment, ensuring confidence in project data and a single source of truth. The common data environment starts with files, a configurable folder structure designed as an organized repository for all your project information, from Revit models to PDFs, Excel workbooks, and over 40 other file types, accessible and viewable for all project members. In the connected modules within the ACC platform, such as Build, the project management tool, we see the same file folder structure, ensuring a single source of truth for all project members interacting with the data. Project members on site will have access to all the same files and folders through the Autodesk Construction Cloud mobile application based on their permissions as set by the project administrator. When we are connected through the common data environment, project members can have confidence in the information they are working with, such as the latest set of drawings, leading to less rework and on-time completion.
All right, now we'll be talking about controlled file sharing. The Autodesk Construction Cloud includes extensive permission and file sharing features that allow you to ensure that the right project members have access to the right information, limit what certain roles or companies have access to, and share information with those outside of the platform. A big challenge today is ensuring that only the people who require visibility into certain data have access to it. There's a lack of control over things like sharing a Dropbox link and who has access to that. Through the Autodesk Construction Cloud, you can set all of this up to ensure that the right data is in the right people's hands. And we'll get into a short video about that functionality.
Controlled file sharing provides project administrators and members with a tool to share documents and files with only those whom you choose, flexibility in how long information is shared, and sharing in a way that ensures receipt. In the Files module, project administrators can assign permissions to folders and files with varying levels of access by user, role, or by company. Permission levels include view, create, edit, and manage. The functionality also exists to share a link to the folders and files with people who do not have access to the platform. The links can be set to expire between 30 and 365 days, depending on your specific company requirements. Another integrated workflow for sharing files is to create a transmittal, a formal means of sending files within the ACC platform to another project member or team. This can be done directly from the Files tool, as we have just seen, or the Transmittals tool. The Transmittals tool in Autodesk Docs allows you to see a list of all transmittals, along with details like status, title, sender, recipients, date sent, and the number of files included. A specific workflow exists to communicate construction drawings to the team. Architects and engineers can release construction drawings to the field using the integrated publish function. Once published, construction drawings can be accessed through the Sheets tool, making them visible to all project members, including those working on the mobile application. Stay in control of who you share documents with, how long you share them for, and keep track of all your transmittals in one platform.
On to real-time collaboration. When we aren't actively collaborating amongst different teams across a project, we can run into a fair number of issues. Without a central source of truth for project documents, how can we be sure that everybody is working off the most recent information? On-site issues and requests for revisions are done by email or they're done by phone, not easily tracked or documented, which can lead to more time spent hunting down documents or waiting for responses, which can affect the schedule and budget of a project. Another issue is the inability to actually access model-rich information because you might not have access to the right type of software, whether it's Revit, don't have the expertise in working with Revit. But when we are collaborating effectively, less time is spent on rework because communication is easily tracked and important project information is accessible to everybody who needs it. Easily see and track issues across teams, you know who is working on what, and actually being able to access things like the model when you're in the field without any specialized software or any training to be able to extract some of that model-rich information and have it accessible to you. We'll get into a short video explaining all of that.
Collaborate with team members in real time through in-platform model viewing and seamless communication in the form of RFIs, submittals, and meetings. Architects and engineers can upload their models to the ACC platform, making them accessible for viewing by all team members. Even if you have never used Revit, you can still access this file type on the ACC platform and take advantage of the rich data within, ensuring you stay up to date on all the latest 3D models. Any unclear information coming from these models or drawings can be addressed through submitting an RFI. A formal request for information is used to obtain information from other project members. Track the status of an RFI after it was submitted, when it's in review, when it's received an official response, and finally when it's closed and distributed to the project members. Similar to the workflow of RFIs, submittals are documents created for approval by the project stakeholders. Submittals are usually shop drawings, technical data, product specifications, or samples. They group into items, which consists of a document or group of documents, or packages, which consists of a group of items. Submittals go through a formal review process from a request for submission to closeout and distribution. Another important tool for real-time collaboration is meetings. Use the meetings tool to create meetings, create agendas, including meeting topics and items, assign statuses to items, generate meeting minutes for important decisions, track attendance, and create follow-up meetings to track ongoing items and issues. Collaborate in real time with the Autodesk Construction Cloud through immediate insight into 3D models, RFIs, submittals, and meetings.
Now we'll focus on responsibility and transparency. When teams across a project are working in silos, issues aren't resolved, leading to additional rework, scheduling delays, and budget overruns. And you can't really track issues and know who's responsible for working on what. When we are using a tool like the Autodesk Construction Cloud to collaborate, everybody has visibility into project issues, communication between collaborators is tracked, and we know who is responsible for completing tasks, keeping everybody accountable, which leads to improved confidence across teams.
Every construction project might face a high number of obstacles and issues during all phases of construction, leading to costly rework and delays. The Issues tool in Autodesk Build and Docs allows you to track work across the construction lifecycle, enabling the team to identify problems, prevent delays, and manage work on the project. With greater visibility and the ability to track progress, you'll be able to deliver quality work on time. You can filter issues based on your preferences, and you can export reports based on selected issues. When you observe an issue on site, you have the ability to add a pin to the corresponding construction sheet by selecting an issue type from a highly configurable and customizable list of categories and types, automatically creating an issue in the process, and more details can be added, such as adding a photo as a reference. Keep track of issues and their progression through the construction process, hold people accountable for their mistakes, and stay up to date on the status of assigned issues until they are resolved.
So we'll talk a little bit about the Autodesk Construction Cloud and where some of these functions and features can be found across the different products within the platform. So the Autodesk Construction Cloud is at the moment made up of 3 pillars, being Autodesk BIM Collaborate and Collaborate Pro, which some of you might be familiar with if you're doing cloud-based Revit work sharing. There's also Autodesk Takeoff, which is a 2D and 3D quantity takeoff tool hosted in the cloud. And then Autodesk Build, which is the project management, site visits, handles that aspect of the project. All of this is built on top of document management, which is included with all of the different modules and also is its own standalone item as well, which allows for version control of documents, markups and issues on construction documents, and can host a variety of different file formats from Excel documents to DWGs to Revit files. Everything sort of built off the backbone of Autodesk Docs. And from there, we'll move on to any questions from those who participate in today's session. On the screen now is my contact information. If you don't have any questions at the moment, but think of some later, you can always reach out to me. My contact info is there. Patrick, you've been monitoring Q&A. Is there anything that's come up?
Not yet. We don't have any questions yet, Ian. I'll let you know if we have any.
Perfect. We'll give it about a minute. If anybody has some questions, please feel free to enter them.
So yeah, we got a couple of questions. So the first one is there any limit to the amount of data that can be stored in files?
Great question. There is no limitation as to the number of projects or the number of files that you can host within the Autodesk Construction Cloud. There is a limitation with the build module, which relates to sheets. Sheets are really important for people who need to access that documentation within the field. There are packages that are offered between 550 sheets to 5,000 sheets or even unlimited sheets, depending on everybody's individual use cases and number of documents they would typically have on a project.
Second question, how can we do the transition from BIM 360 projects to ACC?
It's a great question. BIM 360 has continued to be supported. There is no end of life happening, or at least I was certainly not mentioned that's the case. Our recommendation to customers is that any projects they have ongoing in BIM 360, keep working away within that environment. But we would certainly recommend starting new projects in the new environment because a lot of the new innovation or new technologies that Autodesk are acquiring are being introduced into the new platform.
Okay, let's just wait another maybe a few minutes to see if there are any other questions.
Sounds good. All right, I think we'll end the webinar here. Again, if you do have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Thank you for attending. Have a great day.